What's up guys, Trello here, my family here, and today I would like to introduce a 5-part series called The Fastest Way to Be a Successful Trader as a Beginner. I will explain the 5 confluences that I use that has yielded me a 78% win rate in the last 32 trades. By the end of this series, you guys should be able to identify market setups and take advantage of any market. The 5 confluences that I will be explaining in this 5-week series is going to be number 1, market structure, number 2, supply and demand zones, number 3, PVD tool, number 4, liquidity, and number 5, the chalk, known as the change of character, and also fractal structure. Today in week 1, we will go over market structure. After this quick video, you will know what bearish and bullish means. You will also be able to identify a bearish trend as well as a bullish trend. For a cherry on the top, you will be able to identify a swing high as well as a swing low. So let's get started, guys. So for a bullish trend, we're going to go over what a bullish trend means first and what bullish trend may look like in order to identify what a bullish trend is. So let's go over that real quick. Okay, so for a bullish trend, we have a low, then we have a high, then we have a higher low, and then we have a higher high, and then we have a higher low, and then another higher high. Okay, so for a bullish trend, in order to identify a bullish trend, think about the market as just to keep going up to where you can get a decent buy-in, and you would assume that the market is just going to keep going up, which is called bullish. Okay, so let's get into it. So we have a low, and then we have a high, and then we have a higher low. Now, if this low exceeds this low, then it's not a bullish trend. We need this low to maintain above the previous low. So then we also have another higher high, which breaks the previous higher high. Now, if this high was to sit just right below this high, then it would not be a bullish trend. We would need, like I said before, we would need a higher high. Okay, so for this low, like I said, we make a higher low. If this low was to exceed this bottom low, then you would have a bearish trend. Okay guys, for the next trend, the trend is going to be a bearish trend, which is called bearish or bears. Let's make that red. Okay, so for a bearish trend, you guys, we have a high, and then we have a low, and then we have a lower high because this high doesn't exceed this high. So then we have a lower low because this low breaks this previous low, and then we have a lower high, and then we have another lower low. So like I said before, this is a bearish trend now because we have a high, and then we have a low, and then we have a lower high. So that means that this high doesn't exceed over this previous high, and that's what you call a bearish trend. Okay, now let's look at some market examples to show you guys kind of what a bearish trend looks like. Okay, so for here, we have a low, and then we have a high, and then we have a lower low, and then we have a lower high, and then we have a lower low, and then we have a lower high. So that's what you would consider a bearish trend. So let's try to look at a bullish trend example. Let's see. Okay, so perfect. Let's change the color on that so you guys don't get confused. Perfect. Okay, so as you can see, we have a low, and then we have a high, and then we have a higher low, and then we have a higher high, and then we have a higher low, and then we have a higher high. So as you can see now, guys, this is a bullish trend. Let me give you a cleaner example of a bullish trend real quick, you guys. Let's drop up to the 1 hour time frame. Okay, perfect. So we have a low, and then we have a high, and then we have a higher low, and then we have a higher high, and then we have a higher low, and then we have another higher high. So that, as you can see, guys, is a bullish trend. Okay guys, to wrap up our last part of our week 1 market structure video, we're going to be talking about swing highs and swing lows, and I'll also give you a real example on how you can use a swing high or a swing low as an extra confluence to go with you as you trade. So let's get started. The market makes a low, and then the market makes a high, then the market makes a low, and then the market makes another high. So this is very important here, guys. So as we can see, this area right here, let's go ahead and mark that up. Okay, so the market makes a low, the market makes a high, the market makes another low, and then the market makes another high. Okay, so this low is very, very important. As you can see, the market was in a downtrend before, as we talked about bearish. The market made a low, then the market made a high, then the market proceeded to make a lower low based off this low. Okay, so then the market proceeds to do a huge jump to the top side, breaking the initial low, which is changing the character of the market, which is very important. So let's mark this up as below as a swing low real quick. Okay, there we go. So on this swing low right here, it's very, very important. Think about this swing low as there's bodyguards below that's saying, hey, if price was to ever come down here, we'll fight. And the reason why we would fight is because we changed characters from this low, from a bearish trend to a bullish trend. Okay, let's look at it from a swing high perspective. The market makes a low, the market makes a high, the market makes a higher low, and then the market makes a higher high. Then the market proceeds to crash down and break the initial higher low. So then this part on the top side would become your swing high. Let's mark that up as a swing high real quick. So, like I said, think about this swing high as there's bodyguards. So if price was to ever come back to this area, there would be a fight. And the reason why there would be a fight is because there was a bullish trend. And this high broke the bullish trend, which was a change of character to the downside, which broke this previous higher low. So this would be considered a swing high. Now let me give you guys a small example on how swing highs and swing lows you can use to as an extra confluence to go with you as you trade. So let's take a look. The market makes a low, and then the market makes a high. Then the market makes a lower low, which is a bearish trend. Then the market proceeds to shoot up and break that previous high. So then if you come down to the bottom, this would be considered a what? A swing low. So let's mark that up real quick. A swing low. Okay, so GJ does his thing, DJ does his thing, GJ does his thing, and then GJ comes down almost directly on the previous swing low, and then it seems as though we get immediate resistance afterwards. Now I am a supply and demand trader. I also use liquidity, so I need other things as confluences for me to take the trade, but a swing low concept right here was another confluence for me to use to say, okay, cool, we should not break this low, or we should have at least some resistance on this low. And as you can see here, GJ comes down right on this low, protects it, and then sweeps right up. And that, you guys, is the wrap up for week 1's market structure video. Please don't forget to hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. And as always, the link to the free Discord will be down below. Thank you guys, and I hope to see you there soon.